Thank you very much, dear Borjana. Thank you very much for the warm welcome again. I visited today Srebrenica, and I was deeply moved by this visit. We commemorate now 30 years since one of the darkest chapters in Europe's recent history. And today I had the honor to pay tribute to the memory of the more than 8,300 Bosniak boys and men who were murdered in Srebrenica in July 1995. And I had the honor to pay tribute to the memory of those who remain missing, but also to the mothers, the wives, the daughters who have carried the weight of grief through 3 long decades. It is our duty to remember. It is our duty to preserve the truth so that future generations know exactly what happened. And the European Union will always remember the Srebrenica genocide, and we will never allow history to be rewritten. We as political leaders have a great responsibility. We must acknowledge the established facts, genuinely honor the victims, and we must work actively for reconciliation. And I know that this is what most of all of you are doing. But it is important that all follow this example here in Bosnia and Herzegovina and across the Western Balkans, because this is the only path towards a peaceful future for future generations. Dear Borjana, Bosnia and Herzegovina has come a long way, and you're standing today at the threshold to the European Union. A year and a half ago, the European Council took the historic decision to open accession negotiations for Bosnia and Herzegovina. This was a milestone you can be really proud of. And I know it was the result of hard work and efforts made by all institutions. And I think this should be the spirit which must now carry us forward. And it must also guide our work on the growth plan. You have now submitted your reform agenda, and I want to say congratulations to that. This was a hard work, but you got there. You have now submitted the agenda. Now the work is on our side. We have to assess it, and then we will keep in close contact. Then you will finalize by ratifying the agreements needed to receive the funding. But it's absolutely worth to do these next steps now on our side and on your side, because in the very end, the growth plan for Bosnia and Herzegovina is up to 1 billion euros. That should be over time invested in the country. Dear Borjana, the priority is to hold the first intergovernmental conference. To pave the way for this, you need to pass the right reforms in the field of the judiciary. You just have mentioned them. And most importantly, nominate a chief negotiator to steer the accession negotiations. That is now of utmost importance. It is your decision who that person is. That person needs all of your trust. But it's important now to appoint a chief negotiators, because these negotiations demand very much of focus, perseverance, and above all, unity. And with a chief negotiator, we can immediately start the work that has to be done. We are friends of all communities of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the future of all these communities is in the European Union. Finally, dear Borjana, enlargement is not only a matter of politics, it's also a matter of politics, but not only, it's first and foremost a matter of the heart. It is about the will and the voice of the people. They must be heard. And here I have good news, because according to a recent opinion poll, 72% of the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina trust the European Union. And if you look at the European Union, specifically the young people aged 15 to 40 years old, 2/3 support enlargement. I think this is a most powerful message. The next generation wants to live in a stronger, a safer, and more united Europe. So our task is now to make it happen. Thank you very much.